gentlemen, look, just before I say a few words, as always, I'd like to acknowledge our traditional owners, of course, past and present, and pay my respects to them, for this is always going to be sacred ground for us and for our Indigenous culture. To Jenny, thank you very much for your kind invitation. To the councillors who are here, but to you, one and all, I say thank you. The events that unfolded, all you need to do is really look at the screen to drive it home. But for someone who, at that particular time, was in the western suburbs of Sydney, in an area that is 5 metres below sea level, you often wonder when it's coming down what can happen. And I can tell you from my perspective, thinking about the work that you do is something that was at the forefront of my mind. And I've got to say that on behalf of Jenny, but myself particularly as the Shadow for Emergency Services, along with the Minister as well, David Elliott, this is a bipartisan thing, that we thank you for the work that you do. You know, volunteering and going out there in the middle of the night when it's cold and it's raining and under those circumstances is extraordinary. I've said this before, and you've probably, those of you that have met me before and have heard me say this, but when you look at it, you're our guardian angels, and I know that you don't go out there seeking the recognition, but this is very important, and I thank Jenny for doing this, because it's just to say thanks. Because often in the heat of it, when you're doing what you're doing, you don't get to hear those words, and you're away from your family, you leave your jobs to serve others. And that is one of the great things about us as Australians. It's part of our DNA, it's part of that great Anzac spirit, and it is carried through in, you know, rural fire service and SES, but also for those that serve in fire and rescue and police as well. And I know that there was a collegial effort between all the agencies at that time. I've got to say one thing, and this is on a personal note, and I don't want to embarrass Jenny, but at the time when the floods were starting to rise and it was raining, Jenny had only been an elected official for a short period of time. I think it was only about 3 days, to be honest with you. It was about that, and Jenny wasn't the only one. There was Kate up the road, and all our MPs down on the Central Coast who were new MPs. Now, can I tell you, when an event like this happens, and you're an MP that's been established in the community, you know the community links, you can certainly pick up the phone and know where to turn to. However, under those circumstances, Jenny did an absolutely fantastic job in trying to get the information through to the community. And I know that we've had discussions about some of the communication breakdowns that occurred during that time. But Jenny, look, on behalf of your community, I thank you for the great work that you did, because your care for the community was evident. In light of the fact I couldn't contact you for a good, I think it was 2 or 3 days, because the communication was down. But I know that the information that you disseminated to everyone was superb. On behalf of your community, I thank you for your efforts. So tonight is about you. So I say to you once again, thank you. Keep up the good work. Realise that there are a lot of people backing you every step of the way, and also to our local LAC and brigades and our fire and rescue brigades that are here as well, that do an outstanding job. I say to you thank you, and I look forward to speaking to you a little bit later on. Thank you very much, Jenny.